Okay, welcome back to this video, and today's video we are looking at still user-defined data types, and today we are looking at methods on structs or struct methods, and we want to extend our player struct and add some sort of behavior to it with two functionalities on it. One, we want to add a constructor-like function that takes input, that takes like the name of the player, but also sets the default values for the remaining fields in person. And we add on some sort of get and setup methods for the friend count and the person. This is what I'm talking about. So we have the struct. Okay. I need to fix this. Okay. Yes. So we have the struct, which is player, and the player takes name, which name is a string, and we have the player IQ, which is unsigned int 8, and we have the number of friends the player has, which is also unsigned int 8. So what we want to do is to create some sort of methods, but in a way that we want to add behavior to this struct. And behavior, we are using different methods and functions to support the behavior and manipulation of data within our struct. And we have this keyword in Rust called the impl or implementation, impl, impl. So we want to implement methods on the player struct, so to say. So the first method or function that we want to implement with name, we will call it with name. And what this function will do is basically adding a name to our player. So it will take an argument, name, and that argument is a string reference. And at the end of the day, what we want to return is the struct itself. And what we want to do, we want to modify the data within our struct by passing the name and assigning that new name to name dot to string. Okay. So we only want to do that. The rest we are going to assign default values, the IQ, 100 values, or 100, sorry. Oh, not ID, IQ. Sorry about that. Okay, put a comma there. And the number of friends we want to give to this player, 100. So that means this is default to every player. The name will change, and these ones will be default. So we can create another function, and that function is a getter method, which is like a get the number of friends that the player has, get friends. And this method takes a reference. We are going to explain this more. A reference of self. And what we want is to return unsigned integer. And we are saying self.friends. Okay, and the last function that we want to, or the last method we want to define here is the setter, set friends. And this will be a mutable because we want to mutate this variant of the player struct. So the set friends takes a mutable reference, reference mute, self, and then the number of friends that we want to update or to add to our number, to the friends the player has. So this is self dot friends, of course. And this will equal to the new value that we want, which is the count. Okay, so what we have done here is we have extended the behavior of our struct, okay, by implementing methods on that struct player. And basically what we are doing is adding a player name, get the friends they have, and then we set the number of friends. Okay. So we can define our main function main, fn main, okay, and let's manipulate our data. So we are going to create a mutable reference here, or a mutable variable, sorry, player equaling to player, and we said that accessing the variants of well, we are going to explain this more, but we are accessing the variant of the player struct, and this is the method itself with name, and with name takes a name. Which name shall we take? We can take Philip. Okay, you can put any name there. Okay, and then we want to set the number of players that the player should have. So we will say call the player instance that we have instantiated here, and then call the method, the set method that sets the friends, because this is where we pass friends. So this will be player.set friends, and that depends on the friends that you want to assign here. We will say 33. You can choose any number. Then we want to print something at least to the screen and see. This will be, of course, we want to print the friends, maybe comma friends count, and we want the name of the friend of the player, sorry, player that name, and then player dot get friends. So we use the getter to get the friends. Remember to call the brackets there. And yeah, so with that, we want to run our program and see what we come up with, and then we're going to go through some sort of explanation here. So first, we call the Rust compiler, Rust C main, and we're getting an error here. Player.score, which line is this? 127? Oh, my bad. I have code down here, which I should have commented out. I don't know why I didn't comment it out. That's too bad of me. Okay. Testing this again. Yes, we are running perfectly with warnings because we have not used everything, but that's okay. And then we are calling the /main binary, and you're seeing that Philip's friends count is 33. Now, there are a couple of things apart from extending the behavior of the struct and the methods that we've implemented within the implementation block. There are things we need to learn here. We are seeing that we have this method with the reference itself, and then we have the with name without, well, we have a reference, but it's sort of different from the two last methods. So they are what we call associated methods, and these are methods without self-type as their first arguments. So with name is what we call an associated method. I could type it here, associated method, okay? And it's called an associated method because it doesn't have a self as the first parameter. This could be related to if you've written code in Java as static methods in Java. If you know what that means, that's the comparison I could make. So, and this would mean that these methods, or this method is they are available on types, on the type itself, and we do not need an instance of the type to invoke such a method. So as you can see, the way it is called here, player with Philip, we just call it on the type itself. So we invoke it with the type that we want to, that we are defining the method for. Then we have the instance methods. The instance methods are these methods that take self as the first value, like here. So get friends is an instance method because it takes self value as its first argument, and we can relate to this as the self method we have in Python. It means it points to the instance itself at that particular point. And yeah, so those are some of the key things I wanted to highlight, but this is an extension of the structs, and this is very useful. We can find very practical applications of this, and if you advance with me on this journey, you will see how we will be using the implementation block and the structs to express, to make explanations. If we go to the website here of Rust, we can see that the keyword implement implements some functionality for a type, okay? And the impl keyword is primarily used to define implementations on types. Inherent implementations are standalone, while trait implementations are used to implement traits for types. We'll look at traits also, sort of similar to structs, as you can see here. So, but you can see that we have a struct here, and we're implementing the struct here with the corresponding methods. So if you take some time and read the documentation here, you can pick some details also. And we're seeing this extension also, which will be a story for another day. So thank you guys for watching. Please leave a like, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye-bye.